Welcome to the next episode of the Health, Wealth, and Wisdom Show. And today we are going to be talking about an exercise that you can do. This is a mental exercise that is going to help you to move forward in your life on things that you are afraid of. This is such a cool way to go about conquering your fears because fears are the things that hold us back from doing what we really want to do. There's something that is making us really afraid of taking action. We're afraid of some type of consequence that we make out bigger than it actually is. And that is why we don't take action. A lot of times because we are afraid. And this exercise is so awesome. I learned this from somebody that I follow, somebody who I've read a lot of books from, and his name is Tim Ferriss, and I'm sure you've heard of him, his books like The 4-Hour Workweek, The 4-Hour Chef, and his other book called Tools of Titans, which is a really awesome book. It's massive. I have not read it all yet, but one exercise that I am going to be applying to my life today is fear setting. And fear setting is so cool because it makes you confront what you're afraid of. And if you don't confront it, you're never going to go through it. You're never going to bust through those doors of fear that are holding you back. So fear setting is really awesome. And you go through and ask yourself, what are you afraid of most? What are the consequences if things go wrong? And then you write them all down and you continue to elaborate on what would be the worst case scenario. And then you actually put yourself in that scenario, and the whole purpose of it is to realize that it's not as bad as you think. The worst case scenario is not as bad as you make it out to be, which should give you the confidence and the courage to go for it, to take the shot, to move forward with courage and with confidence, knowing that if you do fail, if things go absolutely wrong, that it's not the end of the world. You'll be able to get back on your feet and you'll be able to start again, and it's not going to kill you. It's not going to be the end of the world. Fear setting is awesome. It gives you the confidence, the courage, and the ability to move forward even though you have fear. We all have fears. Fears cause us all to procrastinate. If you have a fear of something, if you have a fear of the consequence of not doing something or of doing something, you're not going to take action. So the only way to really get through that fear is to have courage. And how do you get courage? Well, fear setting is a great way to get courage because you realize that the worst case scenario really isn't all that bad. You're able to get through it. Now, in some cases, yes, the worst case scenario is really bad. In case, if it's death or something like that, then it can be. But most of the time, we imagine the worst case scenario to be way, way worse than it actually is. So that's why fear setting is such a powerful exercise. And I want to end this on a reading from Tools of Titans. And it's the last section in the chapter of fear setting. So this is a question that you should ask yourself today. And here it is. What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? If you cannot answer this question without resorting to the BS concept of good timing, the answer is simple. You're afraid. Just like the rest of the world, measure the cost of inaction. Realize the unlikelihood and repairability of most missteps, and develop the most important habit of those who excel and enjoy doing so, which is action. So ask yourself, what are you waiting for? And most of the time, it's because you are afraid. You're afraid of something. So write that fear down, figure out what it is you're afraid, look at the worst case scenario, and you're gonna realize that most of the time, it's really not that bad. And that should give you the courage to keep moving, to keep going forward, and to become the person that you really want to be in this life. And you only have one life, and it's right now. So make sure you're living it to the fullest extent. Face your fears, have courage, move forward, do what you want to do. You can do it, I can do it, we all can do it. Let's do it together. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I will see you on the next episode of the Health, Wealth, and Wisdom Show.